So the tempeh, right? It is nothing like the store-bought tempeh you've had. I remember when I first went vegan, I was looking for my protein sources because oh God, protein. And I came across a description of tempeh from the dictionary. I was like, oh man, that sounds amazing. It was supposed to be nutty and earthy, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be it. I love tofu, didn't have a problem with tofu. I love seitan, but I was looking for something that was, just a little healthier, a little more pure, just simple. So I saw that, went right out, grabbed a pack of tempeh from the store, brought it home, cooked it up, and almost threw up. It was horrible. I was like, how? This doesn't taste anything like that description in the cookbook. So, like most people, I found out you had to marinate the stuff from the store. If you're going to eat it, marinate it. And I just wasn't satisfied with that. And I had a friend who took her yoga certification in, I want to say Bali or something, and when she was there, she was telling me how wonderful the tempeh was. I was like, ugh, it cannot be the same stuff that I had. So I decided, all right, like the kombucha, can I do this at home? I researched it, found out yes, I could make tempeh at home, so I decided I'm going to make it at home. Because I found out, as I'm sure most of you have, you'll find something out there, and yeah, it's okay, but when you make it yourself, it's just hands down better, period. So I decided I had to make this tempeh because it has to be better than the stuff they're selling at the store. So I went and researched and found out that it's fairly easy to do. Again, it's just small steps that you have to take. But most of the process is done resting without involving us. So this is one of the things that it does help to have a gadget. I have a dehydrator. You do not have to use your dehydrator. Again, it's just, you have to have an area where you can control and keep the heat for at least 12 to 24 hours. After that 12 to 24 hours, it will do its thing on its own. To make 2 of these packages, you need 2 cups of soybeans, and then you need a packet of the spores. It's a 4-hour process for this right here to pop all of the beans off. And it was kind of depressing, but it tasted so yummy that it was worth it. But I started researching other ways to do it. And they're telling you, very first thing, while I talk, I'm going to get this started. For a quick, easy dehulling, you want to soak these beans for 10 minutes, okay? I read all the methods on how to do it, and one of them said, after they're soaked, put your hands in and go like this and loosen the hulls from the beans that way. Yeah, I tried that. Did not work. Did not work at all. Then I tried another method. That one didn't work. Finally, this was suggested to me from a friend who I was giving tempeh to. And I took that as a hint that she wanted me to make it faster, so she helped me find a way. And what used to take me 4 hours to do now takes approximately from after it's soaked, from putting it in here till it's ready to be soaked then for the 8 hours, it takes maybe 10 minutes tops. So it went from 4 hours to 10 minutes. You're going into the process of where it's going to be doing its fermenting. You want to keep it between 85 and 91 degrees. So you take these, you throw them in, pretend it was 10 minutes, I don't know how everybody's is, but fill it up to how your food processor is at your house. Fill it up to your water line. And we are going to blend them for 2 minutes. Okay, we are going to start this. That is that. And then to de-hull them, telling you, 4 hours down to this. So get your beans out of there. I wouldn't want it. Might not get as much off this time because I cut down that soaking time. So you want to get your beans out, your soybeans. Again, I use an organic soybean because you should always use organic when you're doing soy. So you just, then we're gonna, there's no measurement needed because this is, you'll see, just for pouring purposes. You gotta put your hands in there, just loosen some of those up. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take it, you're going to do that a couple times. You want to have them as dry as they possibly can be. So I have a little towel set up, and then after my beans are drained, I put them on here and let them dry. So I take this, I lay my bag on, I line it up, and I just go through and poke the holes in the bag while I'm watching Netflix. Netflix and chilling in my kitchen, making tempeh and kombucha and sauerkraut and all that good stuff. Cheese. But, you know, it's the little things like this where it was a pain in the butt, and then I, you know, figured out this little thing, and I was like, boom, not too bad. So there's, you know what I mean. There you go. When you're putting them on your tray, we're getting them ready to go on there, like you want to push, again, little tips that I've learned along the way. You want to make sure that the beans are pushed into those corners and that there's not air left in them. Just because those spots tend to, they start to go a little faster. They ferment faster than, you know, the other sections do. When you're making tempeh, sometimes you'll see black mold, like a little bit of black mold on the tempeh. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's because a lot of times you'll see it, it's around the holes in the bag, and it's because that's where air and moisture did get through a little bit. Now, that being said, I'm just saying, if you ever did get somewhere, there were little, you can see a little tiny bit starting here. The whole thing is a culture, is a, you know what I mean? So a little bit of dark isn't going to hurt anything.